Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times and you're watching the gaming review of the Realme 6 Pro. This is the Realme 6 Pro that comes with a different kind of a design, but what is important internally is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G chipset. 720G is the gaming chipset which comes under the 730G, which was already present in the market with the phones like the Poco X2, the Realme X2, also the Redmi K20, and those phones did quite well with the gaming. So how will this phone perform with the 720G, which is a bit inferior with the clock speeds on the GPU? So let's play PUBG Mobile and then show you the graphic settings first. So these are the graphic settings under PUBG Mobile. If you see, you have the option of HD plus high, and you don't have HDR, which was supported on the Helio G90 chipset, but you don't have HDR in this. You have balanced ultra and smooth with ultra. Ultra is 40 FPS, and unfortunately I don't know what's the reason, but with Realme UI phones right now, with both the Realme 6 Pro as well as with the Realme 6, we don't see the FPS test running well. So the KF mark is not running, so I can't show you that score here or the frame rates, but we'll show you the gameplay so you can at least get to know how good the gaming on this phone is. So before we start, again, the battery was at 100%, and we'll also show you the temperatures of the phone. So the temperature right now is about 32.7 towards the top. Towards the bottom, around the bottom, it's about 31 degrees. On the back of the phone, it's around 32.9, that's 33 degrees, and towards the bottom as well, it's around 30 degrees, and the ambient room temperature is about 26 degrees. So let's start the game and let's show you the graphic performance of this phone under the smooth and ultra option first. So as you can see, this is the speaker towards the bottom with the headphone jack as well, and the speaker output is loud, but it's a single firing speaker. So we'll do a hot drop and see how the landing is and how the performance would be. And again, to remind you just before we start, smooth plus ultra is the option that we get here. We aren't using gyroscope right now, but we'll be turning it on later just to show you how it works. We won't be using the gyroscope a lot. Otherwise it anyway does seem smooth, but unfortunately there's no extreme option, that is 60 fps. So since you don't have 60 fps, you'd always see it as a compromise when compared to the phones such as the Realme 6, which actually is going to be a cheaper phone than this, but it has the smooth plus extreme option with the Helio G90 chipset. So as you can see, this is where usually things get a bit awkward, and sometimes you even see the touch being lost when you try to jump, but here it was super smooth. So that's what you expect anyway from a gaming chipset, and that has been controlled quite well. And since we can't show you the KF mark or whatever the FPS scores right now, I know it won't be a full complete gaming review, but we'll try to do it later at some point of time if those tests actually start working on these phones. It's the issue only with the Realme UI phones right now that we see that they don't work. So to be fair and to be frank against the Realme 6, this has not been heating up already, which was the case with the Realme 6. That did heat up quite a bit, and it heated up only after about 10 minutes of gaming. So that is not there here. We already have played this for about 5 to 8 minutes. So there's nothing as such which can, I mean, say that it's heating up. It's clearly good enough, and it has been clearly smooth. So being smooth, again, that was with the other phone as well, with the Realme 6 as well, it was smooth. There were no issues with the performance at all. So now since we've played it for a good enough time, let me now go to gyroscope always on, and now you'll be able to see the performance once we go at a particular place, or you can see that here as well. This is the gyroscope on the Realme 6 Pro. It's again quite reliable. Let me show you the sensitivity of that, and under sensitivity, for the sensitivity under gyroscope it's 205, which is the default one, and under default it seems to be quite responsive when you try to move around, or this is how it is. Let's now try with the same. So while we are at it, now let's change this to HD and high, whichever the highest possible is setting is. And on HD you can see now things have got much colorful. There are shadows, there's all the natural look of the game, but obviously you won't be getting the 40 FPS here. So remember, we are playing with the gyro turned on, and along with gyroscope there's this HD and high option that we are playing it on. And while it might not be the best of the gaming graphic settings, but still it's not bad. This is a clear wastage of the ammo of ARM, but that's okay. So got the kill. Let's now try to rush in and see if things are still handled quite well. So so far, as you can see, even though we were not able to show you the frame rates, but things have been pretty smooth and good enough, and things are pretty well handled here. So let's turn off the gyroscope. Anyway, as I said, it was working quite well, so I don't use gyroscope much. Otherwise, it does the function that it was supposed to do, so no issues there. And now, as the game is ending anyway, a couple of things. Firstly, it's not so impressive that we don't have the smooth plus extreme option. I wish we had it, and it would have made things better. But then, since we don't have it, whatever the options that are possible here, that is the smooth plus ultra, that is 40 fps, it did quite well in that aspect. And apart from that, even with the even with HD and high option, it's not bad at all. So that's it. This seemed like quite an easy game already, and let's see, the time that we played the game was 24 minutes. So add that with a couple of minutes of those matching and everything, it would be a total of about 25 minutes of gameplay. And let's quickly check out the temperatures of the phone. And this is the temperature that is towards the top, 39.7, and towards the bottom it's not that much, so around 40 degrees is what you can say as the highest temperature that we noted. And towards the back of the phone as well, it was not much heated up, it was around 38.8, and towards the bottom 36 degrees, so not a bad temperature, or there's no heating issues as such. But let's check out the battery drain as well. So now if we go into this battery settings, if you check out the battery drain, it was 100% initially, it has gone down to 93%, and in that 93%, so it was about 7% of drain, 76% taken by this. So foreground active time is not correct, because we were setting up the game earlier as well. So around minutes of game, if you play a full game in a better lobby, it would be about 32 to 33 minutes, which would drain about 10% of the battery if this is the average. So around 10 games easily, which means around 300 minutes, 5 to 6 hours of gaming. If you do take breaks in between, the phone would not heat up much to this extent. And anyway, this is not heated up. If you compare this with the Realme 6, that was going up to 46, 47, 48 degrees as well. So this is not heating up much, and things were pretty much in control. But the only problem is that we felt it should have come with the Smooth Plus Extreme option. This chipset is capable of offering the same. So in case Realme works with the Qualcomm to offer this, and works with Tencent to again enable the Smooth Plus Extreme option, that should be actually good in the future. But for now, that's it in this gaming review. It's a pretty decent phone, a pretty good phone for gaming, and it also has the 30-watt fast charging as well along with it, so there won't be any issues with the fast charging as well. But only wish was that it had better gaming options, at least with the PUBG mobile game. So that's it in this video. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.